everyone. Welcome to this episode of Market Pulse. My name is Ajit, Mahuli, the founder and mentor at priceactiontrading.com. Let's take a quick look at what Nifty is doing and likely to do this week. Let's go to the Nifty chart. That's the monthly chart for Nifty. On the monthly, again, this month we made new lows as compared to the previous month and are again retracing back to the same demand zone. Now, this demand zone is of does not have that great qualities to probably create higher bounces. We may see some bounce coming in from Europe to some smaller time frame supply zones. We need to evaluate how price behaves in this area of demand zone. So we have to be extremely cautious about going longs in this area of demand zone again. It will primarily be more of a confirmation trade rather than getting into a aggressive long setup. So monthly, though it's consolidating with a slight short-term downward bias, there is no violation still of demand zone, and so we need to see how prices behave at these areas. On the weekly chart, if you see, that's the only demand zone. This is more like a pivot that turned and moved all the way up to 18,000. So we'll have to look at more of the smaller time frames for any areas of demand where we can go long. That's in supply zone that has got created on the weekly chart. So even though we have a bounce from anywhere in this area, it will be restricted to about 16,800 to 900 range. So there will be more of short-term income trading and will also be more of counter trend trading. So be cautious about it. We need more confirmation to go long, and we have a restricted price movement that we can look at. This is the area where the last time price moved up on the daily chart, if you see. So if we come here, we have to wait for some confirmation before we can go long, with target one being this gap around 16,500, and the next one will be somewhere close to 16,800. But till then, we have to be cautious on aggressive longs. If you take a look at the 75-minute chart, this is the area of demand zone, which is right now holding up. Now, as long as this demand zone is held, we could make an attempt to move towards 16,800. So those are the ranges. That's a final range that I'm expecting Nifty to have for this current week at least. So that's a range that we can look to trade Nifty. But again, longs will be very aggressive since the trend is down. So rely on confirmation longs, and targets will be somewhere close to 16,800. Cautious approach on Nifty. Short-term trading is possible, but avoid swing long positions. Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of Market Pulse. Let's take a quick look at what Bank Nifty is doing and likely to do for this week. Again, on the monthly chart, more of a consolidated price move. That's the area of demand zone, which is holding prices up on the monthly chart. So we are moving again towards that monthly chart, but longs will be completely on confirmation. Again, probably 35,000 to 35,300 is going to be the first area where price will find some resistance in moving ahead. This is what we can make out from the monthly chart. So no longs still based on the monthly chart. Coming back to the weekly chart, similar to Nifty, we are coming closer to that pivot point where Bank Nifty and Nifty both made a move. Even though Nifty went a little bit higher, Bank Nifty was not able to breach these areas of supply zone here. So that's going to be a critical point for Bank Nifty in the coming few months to breach. That's the weekly supply zone. Again, on smaller time frames, you'll have some supply zones closer to these areas, which is 35,500. That's the area where we probably Bank Nifty might have a problem moving through. That's a weekly supply zone. No clear demand zone in this. Still probably we reach the same old demand area, that is 33,000 approximately. So that's a range on the weekly chart. Going on the daily chart. So again, on the daily, there is no clear demand zone here. This is the only demand zone. that we had on smaller time frames. Now, Bank Nifty did give a good move from there, but it needs to be seen by a follow-through action tomorrow, whether it is able to move beyond today's high. And if that does, then we could easily move towards 35,500. That's the target, or at least to the low point of 35,200 here. Prices could turn anywhere from here on smaller time frame charts. Coming back on the daily chart, we'll have this is the area of demand zone where longs will be really high probability, and swing positions based on some confirmation can be taken. The reward to risk is also pretty favorable at these areas at about 32,300 or 32,500 based on the daily chart. Again, Bank Nifty is going to find it difficult to move beyond 35,500 in the immediate future. So these are the areas of demand which are there for Bank Nifty on the smaller time frames. That's a 75-minute chart. And those are the main supply areas. So that's a wide range of Bank Nifty. But again, longs will be on confirmation. And these areas will be good to short on confirmation for probably a target again at about 34,000 if there is no change in the trend on daily or weekly. So bearish outlook, but since we are a little low on the curve, avoid selling now. Selling should be done somewhere close to 35,500. Longs will only be on confirmation.